This is a quick demonstration of how easy it is in SongMaster to set up your song structure. As I was going through this process, I thought I'd do a quick video of it. In this case, this is a new song for the community roots band that I play bass for. What we've got here is an example of the tune. I have a chord sheet as well, which obviously I will be using when playing, but it's quite nice to set up SongMaster, so I've got all the information while I'm practicing as well, and it is very easy to do. So first of all, it's worth saying that SongMaster automatically analyzes a file when you open it, works out the sections and the chords and the bars and the various bits of information at the top here, beats per minute or whatever. And normally it's very good at that. With this song, it really doesn't give it much to go on. It's basically a bit of speech at the beginning here, and then someone playing a violin fiddle, then a blank. And there's not enough harmonic information for it to make sensible guess about the chords. Sections are pretty good, but not quite right. It's added a D there. So we're just going to whiz through it and set everything up properly. First thing to notice is that this here is the very first note, and that's happening in between bars, where it should actually be at the start of the bar. There's no pickup at all. Just so you can hear it, I'll play that. Oh, I've got the counting on. So yes, he starts playing right at the beginning there. That's easy to deal with. We move the timer to there. We want that's irrelevant. That's just so we can see. Right click, shift beats left, and shift beats left again. Okay, and then bar 5 is nicely lined up. That's the first thing. The time signature was right. Actually, I did check that first, 4/4. And also the key, well, that isn't quite right. It hardly matters. It doesn't make any functional differences. It's more documentation. It's got G here. It's actually in a relative minor, E minor. I don't want to change the pitch, no. Now, the structure, right at the beginning, it is some stuff I don't want to play. What I intend to do is just to loop around the fiddle bit and play my bass to it. So the bit at the beginning and the end, I'm not interested in at all. So what I might as well do is just mark them as uninteresting. So we just move that the divider back to the right place. Double click on here. Now, although there are a whole bunch of names, none of them are quite relevant. All I'm going to do here is delete the text. And we're going to do the same at the end in a second. The other thing to do is get rid of all the chords and just mark it as no chord. So if we click in the first chord and then shift click in a penultimate, the reason I'm doing that is just to leave a chord there, and hit the delete key. We've got a key chord there. I'm just going to move the divider there. And it's not B, it's a chord of none. And it now says NC, no chord. Now if we go to the other end, we need an extra little section, and the way to do that is we hit the Option key on a Mac, or a Control key, is it? I think in Windows, and click, and that gives us the divider. To make this, delete the text for this one as well. Actually, what I'm going to do as a cheat, you can select the colour blue, but I'm going to be lazy and say, well, it was C, and I know, so let's change the colour as well, and then just delete the C. There we go. And the chords, we just want one chord left there, so we delete 2, and that leaves us no chord. Move the divider to the right place, and we're set up then. Oops, so I seem to have a 1 there. Let me just delete that. Why have I got a 1 there? Oh, sorry, same one chord. I'm being silly. Right, now this D section shouldn't be there, so if we click on that and hit the delete key, oh, it removes the text, probably because I was still in the modal dialog. Clicking that delete, there we go. And so now the actual sequence, the A section is actually 8 bars long, so we move the divider back to 8. Having the chord number of bars in each section visible is very useful, I find. So we've got 8 bars, excellent. Then the B section is 2 of 4, a repeat of 4 bars, so click there as well. And that's that done. So now you've got everything done except for the chords aren't quite right. Easiest way to deal with that is delete them all. Delete them all except for 1. So click, shift click, delete. There we go. I've got my first chord. I'll then put in the, oops, sorry, wrong key. The option key, put in the dividers for the A section. In fact, I probably don't need to do all of these, that's more than I need to. So the first chord is actually the E minor. So E minor. The next chord is a split one. It's an A and, option. So there we go. Clicking the first one again. That's an A minor. And the next one, well, you can go and clicking up here, or you can click here to go to the next one, or you can, I think it's Control Tab. I'll click here to go to the next key, the next chord, and that is a B. Now, having done that, they repeat there's 2 more repeats of this. So click that one, shift click, copy, right click and copy, and make sure your pointer is nice and close to the bar so that it lines things up properly, and paste. There we go. And the same again here. Make sure the pointer is nice and close and paste. Oh, so here I've got an extra one in. Don't know how I did that. So the most powerful feature of SongMaster is Control Z, undo. It works in almost everywhere. It's such a godsend because it means you can easily try stuff out. And if it goes wrong, you just undo like this. So what did I do wrong there? Nice and near the bar. Paste. That's it. It worked that time. I don't know what I did wrong. Now that leaves 2 bars. This one, dial disappear to bring it back. C. And the next one is another split one. So Opt key, click. Click in the first one, which is a B. And then the next one is a E minor. Now that's got the A section chords in correctly. We can very easily copy them now from the section to other A sections, which is a nice feature. So if we right click, copy chords in section, and now I can either hover over this one and paste them into this section, or is copy chords in section to all name sections. So if I had multiple A's throughout the song, they'd all get the same chords. Brilliant. Now, things didn't quite line up here. The reason is that this B, I thought the size, this was slightly smaller than that one. And the reason is simply I just need to drag that back. And drag that one back as well. Right, now everything's lined up. We've got our 2 A sections and the B section chords. Let's try it without adding all the dividers first. No, I need a divider, don't I? So let's put them in, just so you can paste. Right, first one is C. Next one is C. Next one is A minor. And the last one is 2 chords again. And they are B and E minor. B. Next is E minor. And once again, we'll copy chords in section, and this time I'll paste them just to that section, just to be different. There we go. That is the whole song structure. But one little thing we can add quite easily is to make it easier to loop is to some markers. If we click at the places, make sure that the cursor is where you want the marker to go. Just hit N, a note, and then click here, and again, you've got 2 markers. Another way of doing it is that you could right click and add note marker default, but this will do me fine. I'm going to save that. Now that it's set up like that, I can use the keys to very easily loop. So I'm all set up. I'm going to have a little play now. So the first thing I do is the A key and the D key move between the markers. So A goes to the first one. Oop. Why is that not working? Oop. Sorry, I had caps lock on. So the A key moves to the beginning. This is in documentation of these keys. and the D would move me to the end. If I go back to the 1, and then I can hit the S key, and it sets up a loop from this marker to the next one. Simple. I'm done. I also want the counting in, and it was already on actually. And what that does is wherever the cursor is, it will play from, but before it will do a counting. And I've set it up to 4 beats, i.e. 1 bar. So if I hit the space key, it's going to count in and then play, and I'm just going to play along. A few mistakes. The reason I'm going a bit crazy there is, in actual fact, the chord symbols are confusing me. I've got a B1 here, and that's not what I expected. There should be a B major. So if I change that one, and what we can do is when I changed it, actually Control Z, Control Z to go back to B1. If you click change all with the same text first, and clicking that, right, sorry, change all in the same text, and then go to major. All of the B1s changed, and I've got a bunch of C1s. So I'm going to do the same thing. Clicking that, the C1 should have been C major. I don't know how I got there and didn't notice it. And now I'm going to save. Zoom in again, close that dialog. And now I should get less confused, so I'm going to try again. Now the play bar isn't there, so we use the A key to get back to the beginning. Beautiful. And then I press space. Anyway, made a mistake there, but you get the idea. It really is that simple, and well, I hope you can enjoy using this. Oh, one more thing to show you is, having done this, is you can then look at the sheet, and it has a chord sheet, which is quite nice, and you can play that, and that's really close to what I'm doing while I'm actually playing with the band. So the space bar. Oh, it's in the middle there, but yeah. There we go. And I'll leave it at that for now. Enjoy.